blowjob number.
No
I was
blowjob
saying
numbers.
before we went to break that, I mean, obviously it happened.
Did you fess up to your blowjob number?
Depends who I'm talking to.
Right here on this show. How many blowjobs did you get this week?
We don't want names and phone numbers,
We just
dates,
wanna know
or...
numbers.
I'm not gonna friend him on Facebook while we're here and like, hey,
What is this, blowjob confessions?
next on blowjob confessions.
Blowjob confessions.
Well, I was saying before we went to break that the very first time I went in the hot tub, I turned and I was talking to a gentleman who recognized me from the show, and we're having a conversation, and there's a woman positioned kind of in front of him, and all of a sudden I realized, I'm like, I'm pretty sure he is getting a hand job. Like,
and you can't,
no.
You can't see nothing happening under the water in the hot
because
tub. It was all
it's bubbly
foamy.
and everything, and so he, without missing a beat, I mean, he was a pro. Obviously, he was a hand job receiving pro, because without missing a beat, and then, you know, eventually she was finished, or he was finished, and then she moved away, and so I called him out on it a little to question it, and he's like, oh, I don't remember, I don't know, and I'm like, that is a yes, and if that's a yes, you didn't even say thank you.
That was another tweet of the night, I believe.
You know what? This has got to be I wish I could be a man for 1 week, because it doesn't matter what you are, who you look like, what you do. If you're a man, you got a penis,
You're getting laid.
these women are on it like white on rice.
And we said this. If you're not getting laid at the bash...
No? You know why? Because you're always with her, so they think you're together.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah. If he wants to get laid, girl, you got to go find somebody to get laid.
I'm your cock block. I mean...
Are you married?
Huh? No.
Then you have to say you are.
Oh.
They will come.
Huh.
Yeah. If
Yes.
you wear a wedding band, they will suck your dick in front of everybody.
Right.
I don't know why.
It is no joke.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
This is the best wingman you've got right there. She's willing to go out and get you a wedding band, not so she can suck your dick, so another girl
I
can...
can go find someone too. I mean...
There you go. And keep him occupied, and you get occupied.
Hey, I'll help you out.
See?
Maybe get you. Well, it doesn't matter. All you gotta do is go say hi. You know. Yeah.
So, Callie Guy said, so to get the term straight, when you ask how many blowjobs, do you mean blowjobs only or oral sex as part of more extensive encounter?
Callie's so technical.
I love you, baby. No, it doesn't matter.
No, just blowjobs in general.
Penis in mouth.
Did a penis touch your mouth? Did your mouth touch a penis? Check.
Blowjob.
All right.
Blowjobs.
And we're not even talking going all the way to fruition. Just penis in mouth.
In mouth, yes. Speaking of...
So what was your number?
Hey.
Sir?
Go
Just
with
a number?
17. It's a pretty good number.
I wish. No.
One,
Not
two.
one
Like
man
one?
would confess. How many?
We're counting you to confess.
But look at
Only
he's
got like a
cheesing.
couple of
He's
days.
cheesing. He's cheesing, but he won't fess it up. I don't know what to do with all you all.
Come on.
Me neither. Oh, I need
I
this.
got 0.
What do you mean?
What do you mean you got 0 blowjobs?
0.
Wait a minute.
What?
Oh,
That
wait a minute, she
makes
knows
me.
differently.
Let me just say that makes me so sad that I think when you leave here, we'll make that 4. So, no, I'm just kidding.
You're always volunteering my mouth for cock sucking.
I am.
I'm a little confused as to how this happens. Suddenly, there's a guy standing in front of me.
You know what?
That girl told me you sucked my dick.
Taki doesn't like to suck dick. That's why she keeps telling me I can suck Mr.
But
Cock.
I said 4, and there's 4 of us, so I was feeling bad. I mean, come on. There's more than you're admitting to, right? Because you're not admitting to any.
No, not this weekend.
Not this weekend.
You.
We were busy being vendors and all that, so, and then partying and drinking and falling asleep.
Getting handies in the hot tub.
And I was watching other people and get that.
There's a lot of
Did it
riskiness
depress you?
happening in
A
the
little
hot
bit. It was
tub.
like, man, that's kind of
Where's my handy,
yeah, so
right?
it's like, you know, can I get a little
Well, that
rub?
hot tub was perfectly designed for handies. Like, I'm sure every couple in there was dingling somebody's berries because you couldn't see below the waterline
No,
at
you
all.
couldn't. You couldn't.
That's cold.
And if somebody came and it bubbled to the surface, you'd never know.
And when I was in the hot tub, I mean the
Oh.
pool during the day, every man that comes up to you and hugs you,
Sporting
got
an erection.
Sporting a huge erection.
Speaking of getting hugs in the pool, I had a very interesting experience last night.
Oh.
So, I was in the pool with Mr. Toxie and hashtag fishnet. And, yeah. Anyone who watched the EDC coverage knows who hashtag fishnet is, and that's all I'm going to tell
We
you.
will leave it at that.
So we were in the pool and we were just chit-chatting, and Callie Guy was in the hot tub and I was in the pool because cannot regulate my body temperature to save my fucking life. So in the pool, I'm nice, and then I'm too cold and I need to get in the hot tub. So I was bouncing back and forth, and I was bouncing too fast for him, so he was just in the hot tub. So I'm in the pool, and I was talking with Fishnet and Mr. Toxie, and some guy comes up to me and points out my tattoo, my piglet tattoo. Oh, is that the pig or a mouse? It was the German guy. And I'm like, it's Piglet from Winnie the Pooh. And he goes, I have heard of this, but I do not know anything about this Winnie the Pooh. And I'm like, oh, that's, it's a children's, thing. And Fishnet's like, yeah, I can't believe you haven't heard anything about Winnie the Pooh. And then he's,
Fishnet.
and then he's like, can I get a hug? And I'm like, okay. So I give him a hug because I can't say no to people. Like, really, it's very hard
He
for
just
me.
wants to have your tits against his body.
So as soon as I give him a hug, he starts squeezing a little harder, and he's like, "You have a very nice front." And when he slides away from me, he does that hand slide along the side of my boobs. And I'm like, "Yeah," and my boyfriend likes it too. And he's like, "Oh, who's your boyfriend?" And I point out Callie Guy. Now, Callie Guy, as everybody knows, is an older gentleman and very handsome and very rugged and.
And I heard around the pool, the word was that he has a really big penis.
Yes. So I pointed it out to
It
him.
was
And
being talked about all over
very
the pool.
often when this happens, and I point out my older boyfriend to younger guys, they get very offended or upset because it's like, well, because I don't want some hot young stud. I want some, older stud who really knows what the fuck he's doing, and not you who's just kind of stumble around, maybe put it in my ear or something. And so he got, that disgusted, I can't believe you're dating an older guy look on his face. And he walked away, and I was like, you know what? Douchebags like that just really get on my nerves. And Fishnet was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, he got all pissed off because my boyfriend's an older guy and right here, and I'm not here looking to get, laid by some random German dude.
Right.
But my boss says I should have given him her number. But I'm kidding, boss. Not really. No, not really. I'm not.
It depends on if you're listening or not. If you are, yes, I am kidding.
No, she doesn't care. I could pimp her out. It'd be all right.
Yeah.
And she's like, just tell everyone he's got a huge cock. And I'm like, well, that's not too far from the truth. And she's like, he's got a huge, and she's just shouting it. Fishnet is just shouting it as loud as she can. And he's got a huge cock. And I'm like, and better yet, he's like my sugar daddy. And so there's this giant story now about how he's my sugar daddy and he bought me a Mercedes and taking me to Hawaii and he's got a huge cock. That's the whole story.
And
now.
then as he was even walking out of the pool, I'm like, hey, there's the guy with the huge penis.
That's pretty funny. So he comes back, he's all confused. He's like, what is this about my huge cock? So it's a good story.
I just told hashtag fishnets that they have a show name now. And I said, Sierra's telling a story, and she's like, is it the huge dick story?
Well, let's talk to our guest.
Yes,
in
let's discuss
studio
our guest.
here. We brought you in.
Speaking of
Talk
huge
about
dick,
blowjobs.
speaking of huge dicks, I don't know. That's what I've heard.
Well, hey.
So we have in studio with us Blythe and David from Frumpy Flakes. We met them, a couple of times now, but we met them last year at FanFest where they were coming out to kind of help Blythe through a self-esteem crisis.
Pretty much. It was shortly the whole story of our company, Frumpy Flakes. It starts with me at my previous place of employ, which I quit recently.
Yay!
I found bigger and better things. But when I was there, I got called Frumpy by a coworker, and David was in Afghanistan at the time, and I told him about the episode over Skype, and in order to cheer me up, he said, turn that frown upside down, Frumpy Flakes, and then we started coming up with these cute little taglines like Frumpy Flakes.
I love
when
the
best
logo
isn't
on
good
that
enough.
shirt. The
Yes.
chubby girl. That's awesome.
Yes, I love it. It's a stylized version of the Vollenberg Venus.
I want a tank top.
They
I
had
don't
no
want
tank
I
tops.
know.
Actually,
That's
we
what
are
I buy
actually
is
going to
tank
start a
tops.
line of tank tops.
Okay, that's what I want with
Because
my
we've
frumpy
gotten
flakes
enough
on it.
feedback. We're like, you know what? Maybe, yeah, we should do tank tops. It
Yeah,
makes sense.
I don't ever wear T-shirts myself because I don't like nothing on my neck.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
gonna
I
do
keep
some
on
editing
hearing.
on
Yeah,
this one.
yeah, but I love the logo. So the minute you guys get a tank top, you like call Sweet Cheeks, and I'll be ordering me some
Oh, no, I
frumpy
got
flake
Switchy on
shirts.
my
Hell
Switchy.
yeah.
So yeah, that's what I look at when I go for logos. Where's the tank top?
That's what I asked when I first pulled up. When I came up
Well,
to the
and we
table,
live in
I was like,
Vegas, you guys. It's 110 around here. So,
I know.
You
yeah,
know.
know.
flip-flop shorts and a tank top is dress code around here.
So the whole
Yes.
thing is to let people know that frumpy's not a bad word.
No, it's not. It's not a bad word.
No, it's
we have
not.
a design that essentially embodies everything what we're about. It's the acronym Frumpy, and it breaks down to fun, radiant, unstoppable, magical, perfect, youthful.
Yeah, and I think that's like perfect for the bash
Yeah, it
because
is.
that's
Yeah.
what everybody there is.
Well, I got stopped by. I was wearing the pink one that has the sassy pirate on the front. Yeah, I had that on a crab night. After crab night, Callie Guy and I ran into Dawn P. Everyone knows who Dawn P. is.
Out of Arizona.
Right, and she commented on the adorable little pirate on my shirt, and I had to because you can't see anything underneath nipple level because it all just folds in under my big old
'Cause you got
titties.
Big old boobs.
So I pulled out the bottom because the logo on the bottom that says everyone has a little frumpy in them was hidden. So I pulled it out and I showed it to her, and she's like, "But she's not frumpy." And I said, "I know exactly."
The whole point.
And that's the whole
right.
point. So I
That's to
explained to
turn
her
into
the whole
positive.
frumpy lifestyle thing, I guess, and the frumpalicious way of life.
Frumpalicious, that's a good word.
Yes.
And she was like, "That is awesome." I was like, "Yeah, it's just like taking back the word fat. We're just taking back the word
We're
frumpy.
exactly.
Making it ours, baby."
Support the cause. Buy our shirts.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Or like
She
us
needs
on
to go to
Facebook.
Hawaii.
Now you guys have a website?
Yes, it is www.frumpyflakes.com.
Frumpyflakes.com. And
You-
what can people find on your website?
You can find all of our T-shirt designs.
Great.
You can also find any ones that we're going to be rolling out soon.
Yeah.
We have a Star Trek theme one.
Oh,
we have a Superman logo.
Oh,
We-
Superman.
Puppies and kitties. Puppies
Yeah.
And we have our news page. We have a page of models of anybody who is willing to take a picture of themselves
In the
and
shirt,
in the
good.
T-shirt and send it to us. We'll throw it on there, and you'll get a discount at a later date.
Now, I'm going to get off Frumpy Flakes for a minute because last night I made you guys do homework and
Yes.
come to the show with a
Yes.
really bad date story. Now, Blythe, you said you just had one recently.
Oh.
A really bad date story?
Yes.
All right, give it to us.
All
We
right.
wanna hear
So, the backstory on this is that I'm on OkCupid. I happen to meet a nice gentleman. We are texting for about a couple of weeks, and he's a gentleman. Very, hey, how you doing? How's your day? Oh, it's rough. Oh, well, let me send you a cute little picture of a kitty and cheer you up. That sort of stuff.
Okay.
And then we set up our date. We meet. And he just comes right up and he kisses me on the mouth right off the bat. And then we walk. I'm like, okay, well, maybe he's a little like
Friendly.
Friendly. We'll see what happens. So we sit down and we're starting to start our conversation. And about 5 minutes into it, he's like, I want to let you know, I don't like to wear a condom in bed, and none of my lady friends don't like me wearing a condom. And I'm sitting there in shock.
Like, are we even at that point?
I'm
yet?
going, where do you think, where did you think that I was
So we
going to have
whipped up.
sex with
These
you
are
tonight?
great French fries to I don't put my pecker in a wrapper. Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
how did this escalate a little fast for
I'm like,
me?
where did I miss the turn on this conversation?
Exit 69.
Yeah, and it just kept on getting worse and worse. I'm kind of like moderate to liberal in terms of my political leanings, and he's sitting there and he's telling me, well, I'm very disciplined and militaristic. And I'm like, oh, so you're in the military? No, I was in a hippie camp and I did LSD and all these drugs when I was in college, and I dropped out of college. And I'm like, okay.
You know what I would have said
Um,
to him? How many lady friends are you fucking with no condom? And that means if I decided to fuck you, I'd be fucking all those lady friends. with no
Exactly.
condom.
That.
Oh, hell fucking no.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Right.
Doxy hasn't been in the dating field in like 20 years. She doesn't know
Yeah.
nothing about condoms.
I do.
I know nothing.
I do. I do know that a small one will fit on a magnum-sized dick if you need to.
Well, if you start out before they're fully hard with it and let them grow into it, then it acts like a cock ring.
Yeah, Mama needs to get some magnums.
The things you learn on this show.
I'm gonna keep that in
The
mind.
Things you learn.
So how did this date?
How did you get out of
make it
this?
through dinner?
We made it through dinner, but I made it pretty clear about 30 minutes into it that he wasn't going to get any access whatsoever.
Good for you.
And then somehow he talked me into taking a walk on this bike trail that in the town that I live in.
Rapist.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I'm like, okay, all right, this is a busy trail. I'm okay as long as I don't go too far into it. And we're walking along the path, and all of a sudden he starts. Okay, in a normal bike trail, you walk on the right side.
Right.
Correct? That's
yeah.
just his normal plane of traffic. He's like, no, the correct way is to walk into the traffic. So he moved us to the left side of the trail. And there's this gentleman coming up to us, and he's like this big bodybuilder, and he has a pit bull with a cone around its head. And we're walking up, he's holding my hand, and we get up there, and he's like, mister, you're walking on the wrong side of the trail. You need to be on the right side so the dog can shit in the grass. And he's like standing there yelling at this guy. This guy
And
is
he's on the wrong side
confused.
Of the trail?
Yeah, he's confused and just like, what do you mean? And he's standing, and then he's like holding my hand in like a death grip. I'm trying to pull it out of the way. I'm standing right in front of the pit bull who's just in there going, what's up, boss? I'm happy. There's people. Hey.
Oh my
Look at
God.
me, I'm an adorable little lamb.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Like, when you go on some of these guys you meet off the dating site, and you go, yeah, I know why they're single.
Yes.
I know why they're single.
Well, essentially, the night ended with me driving to my friend's house and washing my mouth out with soap. I was just so horrified and disgusted.
Wait,
by
did
it
he
all.
try to call you the next day?
About 2 weeks later, he tried messaging me on OkCupid again.
That's funny.
Wow.
Do you do the dating site thing, David?
No.
No, dating site?
No, just because of those horror stories and no.
No. So,
No.
so do you date? You're an
Mm.
attractive man. Come on, do you date?
Not really.
Wow. Wow.
What?
Wait, does Blythe know the truth? Come on, fess it up. The women will always
Not
We
that
go
often.
on dates.
Not often though. Every once in a while I do something, but
Mhm.
every once in a while.
every once in a while I'll go out and I'll tell her about it. And it's just then she's asking, well, how'd it go? I'm like, well, it turned out okay. Some dates are okay. some dates-
When it says
Well, what do you mean
turned
by
out
okay?
Does that mean you got laid or didn't get laid? When do you say okay?
Usually if I get late, I'm like, I got late. I call him like, guess what happened? And I tell her all about it.
It's like that Lonely Island song. I just had sex and it felt so good.
That is hilarious.
So when you do date, where do
Yeah.
you find women? Like, is there a
Oh.
place, do you like to meet them in a bar or the laundromat or
Oh,
The
where do I
library.
find 'em?
online, right? 'Cause you're not
Walmart.
online dating.
Walmart. I found one at Walmart. That's an interesting story.
Oh, tell us. Tell us.
I used to. Well, a little backstory. I'm traveling. I got back from Afghanistan about a year ago. Shortly before we went to
Fantastic.
FanFest last year, and I was overseas for a year. Before that, I was overseas to Iraq. So I got back and I said, I'm gonna travel. So I bought my equipment, an RV, a truck, and I started traveling. So I was in Nashville for about 2-3 months. So one day I'm walking through Walmart, just kind of walking through, and all of a sudden, these two women walk by me, and we kind of meet eyes.
Right.
I'm like, okay, she's cute. Her friend's kind of, and then they walk by me, and all of a sudden, I kind of feel, you kind of feel the heat when people are looking at you.
Right.
And then I kind of look, and I see like one grabbing the other, going like, come on, and I'm like, and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna keep walking, get what I need, and I totally was like, I forgot what I was getting.
You totally forgot.
I
what you
totally
were
forgot
buying.
because I'm like, that's just weird, and I don't know if I should run, but I said, okay, I'm gonna just be cool. Then one of them came up and started talking to me, just said, hey,
Wait,
how you
the
doing?
good-looking one or the not-a-good-looking one?
The better looking one, which
Okay.
I was happy about. And she goes, and then she just started talking to me. I said, yeah, I'm kind of traveling through, kind of told a little bit. And I said, I gotta be honest with you, I totally forgot what I was getting. She said, well, when you figured out, and she was walking with me.
Right.
Well, my friend wants to talk to you. I'm like, sure. So then the friend was being standoffish. And I said, and she looked at me and I said, well, quite frankly, I'm more interested in you. And she said, really? And I said, yeah. And then so she gave me her number, and then we end up like meeting eyes throughout Walmart.
Right, right.
And then we walk out, and then she looks back like, is he looking at me? And I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at you. And then so we met up a couple times after that. Took her out,
Wait,
you
wait,
know.
you have sex in your RV? Get that RV rocking,
Yeah.
baby. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I want to know is if he throws an air mattress in the back of that truck, drives out to the lake, and gets some sex, because that's good time right there.
Not now,
I
though.
use the
Too
I use
hot.
the RV.
You use the
The RV.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh yeah,
Because you
nothing
don't
Fun.
want
like
mosquito bites on your butt.
that's
We don't
why.
have mosquitoes in Vegas. It's just 100 degrees at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
out
the
here.
mosquitoes, I think,
They like
burst into
explode.
flames
They're
out
just-
here.
Spontaneous
They're
combustion.
born. They
huh?
come up a little bit from the water.
It's funny because when I first got the RV, my dad, he's very handy, and mine pops out, and it pops out into a queen size bed,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and it's funny. We look at it, my dad goes, "Well, we need to build this wood piece. It's an eye. It looks like an eye, and it's an I beam,
Okay.
and basically it sits so that way when you put it down, it sits on there, and I go, oh yeah, that's my big girl post right there." Because we put it there, and it's like that's not going anywhere.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can take care of the big girls. Your RV ain't
Exactly.
tipping, right? All right. Is it time for a break, Miss Sierra?
Yeah, we can take a little
All
break.
right, we're going to take a little break. You are listening to the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City. We are here with Frumpy Flakes. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Our